A special joint committee session of the South Korea-U.S. FTA is currently underway here in Seoul. Officials from both sides are discussing the possibility of amending the deal, a culmination of President Trump's long-held vow to renegotiate the trade pact. Joonhee reports.
After months of speculation and some nervous anticipation, trade representatives from South Korea and the U.S. have finally sat down to discuss possible amendments to the KORUS FTA. Korea's Trade Minister Kim Hyun-chong and U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer kicked off the discussions here in Seoul via a video conference. It was followed by a closed-door meeting between dozens of senior trade officials representing Korea and the United States. Washington is likely to go on the offensive, with the U.S. having requested the meeting back in early July to review its perceived trade imbalance with Korea. President Trump has labeled the FTA a horrible deal that has destroyed American jobs, vowing since his run for the White House to either renegotiate or terminate the deal. On the other hand, Seoul is trying to tone down speculation that the meeting will be a hostile affair, saying the talks will be a broad evaluation that includes highlighting of the FTA's mutual benefits, rather than focusing solely on its shortcomings. In the 5 years since its implementation, Korea's trade surplus with the U.S. in the trade of goods doubled from $11.6 billion in 2011 to over $23 billion in 2016. But Seoul has pointed out it is counterbalanced by Washington's surplus in the services sector, which had grown to $14 billion in 2015 compared to $11 billion in 2011. Korean automakers and steelmakers are especially uneasy as the meeting takes place, with the U.S. having already imposed anti-dumping tariffs on imported steel, while demanding lower trade barriers on U.S. car exports. At the conclusion of today's closed-door meeting, Trade Minister Kim will hold a press conference at the Seoul government complex at 5:30 p.m. Korea time to brief reporters on the progress of talks at the end of day one. Joonhee, Arirang News.